just hoping that this does have enough. Let's unfold this just quickly. Just check that we have got enough clearance with our auger. Ooh, I'm not sure we do. Look at that. That is going to be close. Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Haut-Beyleron. And look at this. Our barley is ready to harvest. So we're going to be moving things forward and trying to get ourselves nicely set up with our production change today, as well as getting this harvested. First thing I need to do as a result of that is purchase myself something new for my farm, because we need somewhere to store stuff at the very least, or to turn our barley into a workable crop, and I think, or into a workable production. And I think based on your feedback last time, we're going to go the production route with this, and we're going to go with this. So this is our windmill. It is, I think the way I'm going to do it is to put it like around about here-ish. And we got to be careful, because what I want to avoid doing, I want to line that up with the edge. We're going to send it out over the field like this. In fact, no, we're gonna point it this way here, and have the steps coming here, and yeah, do it a little bit that way. What I might need to do first, though, is possibly just smooth out the ground here. Although, actually, if we get it far enough from the field, we should be okay. It's going to create a bit of a rise at the back, but we'll smooth that out in a moment. We want to be a little bit careful about how much of that we do. In fact, I think if we do top end of the field here, this will fit in with our farm a little bit better. And also give us a good place to load up. So a little bit out from the field if we're going to be raising the ground. And there. Perfect. In fact, I think that sits nice and smoothly in our land, pretty much. We haven't destroyed any of the field, which is good. What I do want to do, though, is smooth this out, because you can see how raised this is in places. It's sort of giving you a bit of a middling setup. So we're going to go back into there, back into the construction, select that, and we should be able to smooth this out. So landscaping, smooth terrain, and it's a bit difficult to see some of this. In fact, I'm going to have to step back myself, otherwise I won't be able to do stuff. So let's do that again, into the construction area. And it's a bit difficult to see from this angle, but you should be able to get into here. Landscaping there. And then we're just going to increase the size of that a bit and just soften around the edge. I do like that doing the softening means that we don't actually destroy any of our crops while we're doing it. Why won't that soften there? Maybe it's too big to do it. Let's move that. See if it certainly softened it on this side. For some reason, it doesn't seem to want to soften it on the other side. We got a little bit of movement, but I think we might have to go from there. Okay, so that's our height. And we're just going to raise that up a little bit so that it smooths it out. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. I think we might work the ground a little bit more, but time is moving on, and yeah, I really want to get started. So we're going to head down to the shop in our tractor. We need to pick up some bits and pieces for getting a harvest started. Now, my ultimate plan here is to get the bakery and initially start producing some bread, but once we get started with the cows and with well, yeah, with the cows and the dairy, hopefully, we should be able to start making cakes, which will make us a lot more money. But yeah, initially it's going to be making bread from flour at our windmill. We're not going to be able to afford the bakery today, unfortunately, because the harvester I want to use is this one here, the Tucano 300. We're going to go with the standard wheel setup, standard engine setup. I think we'll be fine. We are dealing with a bit of hills, maybe a little bit of extra HP. Yeah, we're going to go with a little bit of extra HP. I do want to put GPS on it. Because we're renting this, it's going to be a random number plate. So we are going to lease this harvester. That is going to cost us 11,067. So we'll go yes with that. We then need a header. Now, unfortunately, looking at this harvester, this one doesn't come with a header on it. But if we look at the similarly powered, where are you? The similarly powered Tryon, which is slightly more expensive. We can look at the combinations for this, and that does give us the Combo Flex 1080 that it recommends. So I am going to lease this as well. This is a 10-meter header. So, oh, no, into there, lease that. Yes, please. So that's going to cost us 3,000 to lease that. And then we also need a header trailer. So if we go back and we can go into the headers now, find the header that we've just got and go combinations with that. We want the N6035. We're going to go with the class... Yeah, class green on that. We're going to go with the class red, wherever it is. That's Hardy. Does it not have the class red in here? Yeah, either the Fent or the Hardy one are probably the closest, I think. Everything else does, yeah, isn't quite right. So, yeah, we'll go with the Fent red for that. And, yeah, the Fent red for the rim colour as well. Oh, there's the class red. So it's a slightly deeper red, which is not on here for these. So we'll go with the black then. We'll go with the jet black. That'll do. So, yeah, we want to lease that. That should be a matching number plate. Yes, okay. And then we're going to go right back out of the shop because I want to double check what the number plate is on my tractor. It's the O2. So we need to get a trailer to do our carting with. And the trailer I want to do my carting with is this one. It's the Labouche. It should hold a couple of tanks from our combine. So we're going to go with the Class brand colour for it with the Class wheels. It is going on our tractor. So 002 HB. There we go. Back only, main colour. Yep, I'm happy with all that. We're not really going on the road, so don't need any of that. And we don't need any extensions. So we're going to lease that as well to keep our costs down, as we're not going to need it outside of this. And actually, we've got 53,000 left. That's not bad at all. So let's get the tractor hooked up to the trailer, and we can then send that back to the farm while we get the combine harvester all hooked up, and we can then get that back ourselves. So tractor is off with the trailer to return to our farm. We are going to now load up our header onto our combine. I think we've got enough space on the other side. We have got a hitch on this, so that's not going to be an issue. And yeah, just hoping that this does have enough. Let's unfold this just quickly. Just check that we have got enough clearance with our auger. Ooh, I'm not sure we do. Look at that. That is going to be close. We may have to move around a little bit to get that to work. But yeah, That's going to be a case of emptying with the stationary tractor. Not a huge problem, but wow. It's a pity this combine doesn't come with its own header, because, yeah, we could really have done with a header to do that. But it may be that it just reaches over the edge, so we might be all right. Right, that onto there and hooked up. We will fold this all back down. Wait for that to come in. There we go. And yes, this is a fairly big header for this combine. If we're lucky, it'll work though. And that's kind of all we can do right now. So yeah, let's get this back to the farm and get doing some cutting. Back down to our farmyard, and we're arriving here just as our tractor and trailer do as well. So we'll bring these into the yard. I'm gonna bring the header trailer down here. I can't see out the back. Let's bring this down here in front of our shed is probably the best place. Give us easy access into the field. Let's connect that. Yeah, the actual width, the actual ability to do this is going to be quite interesting as we get a full tank. So hook that up. Then want to hook that on, and yeah, that's everything else hooked on as well. Will it come off the trailer? Oh, not easily. Let's wheel it around that way. There we go. Right. So we want to make sure that we are dropping a swath. So no, we're not looking to disable that, and because we're going to want to bale this. So this is why our whole harvesting setup, we are going to end up with a slightly less than 50,000. Although we should be able to make the money back to get the bakery fairly easily. Let's drop that down. And into the crop we go. There we are. And we're going to keep the auger into the field to begin with. But yeah, this should work out quite well, I think. We're not got a massively good yield on here because we're not into full precision farming setup on here yet. But after this year, we are going to hire the soil sampler and get these fields properly sampled so that we know exactly where we are and how we can maximize our yields off them. I've finished the first headland, but I've had a little bit of an issue. Down the bottom here, the headland, I think the way everything is positioned has resulted in the width of this header picking the front of the combine up, and meaning that some of our crop is very difficult to harvest. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is see if we can get down here, get right down to the bottom. We're going to be overlapping the edge a bit and actually see if we can get this harvested and collected up. I think we need to smooth out the field a little bit down here, but I think we can actually get it if we're careful. Yeah, there we go. We have lost a little bit of the straw to that, but at least we've been able to collect it up. We are at 82% full, so I'm going to go back down to the bottom corner and see if we can get... I think we can probably get across the headland at the end here and get this in. This is actually quite a large header, surprisingly. I didn't think it was as big as it is. But it is, and it's making quite a good cut in for us, and yeah, collecting up quite a bit of crop with each pass. And because we haven't scanned this field, we don't know exactly how well the harvest is doing, unfortunately, how the yield looks. But in general, I'm quite happy with this. We're looking at getting about 7.5 yeah, this has about 7,500 litre tank in it. So 15,000 litre trailer should do us fairly well. And 2 passes around the field should also give us enough turning space in the middle, even though there's not going to be a huge amount left, having done a full 2 headlands. I'm not going to worry about doing any more headlands on the other side, I don't think. I think we're already in a position, whoa, there we go, where we're good. Right, let's put our harvester down here then. And get our auger out. And see if we can actually empty this combine and make it so that it works. Right. Here we go. This is the moment of truth. Can we get this tractor and trailer close enough to empty this combine? I think we can standing still. I think it'd be a lot more difficult if we were trying to do this when... Oh, let's not hit the combine when we were moving. But I think like this, we're probably going to be okay. But yeah, moment of truth. Let's find out. No, that is not going to empty into that. Right, we've got to get it closer. And the only way to do that is to pull forward slightly. And then bring it over like this. So yeah, definitely not a setup we can unload while moving, but still a setup that we can unload anyway. There we go, I think. Yep, that's got it. And there we go, all emptied. Let's move the tractor out the way. He's ever so slightly in the way there. So it works for how we're doing things. Wouldn't work so much if I had someone working with me, I don't think. Looking at the shape of this field, I think that when we reseed this next year, we want to go across it rather than up and down. Up and down is definitely the shorter way once we've cut the headlands out. So yeah, it would make sense to go the longest edge, which is this bottom edge. At the moment, we're okay. It's not so bad doing it this way. It also, I think, favors how that bottom end of the field is. I mean, I want to bulldoze that and sort that out so that we lose that dip going down to the road. But at the same time, I think it would just sort us much better overall to be able to do this across ways, and yeah, to do the longer way would make an awful lot more sense. You can see from this angle actually how much it dips down off the field towards there, and yeah, we need to smooth that out a bit because that's where we extended the field out to give ourselves a little bit more crop. We're not quite going to get 2 full tanks off this field, which is not the end of the world, but good to know that we've got a decent sized combine. On the other hand, the whole reason why we have that problem down the bottom end of the field is precisely because of the width of our header. The width of our header is the thing that is meaning that it's lifting one side and missing the edge. And just sort of lifting everything in the middle up to the point where it can't actually successfully cut. What we would have if we actually had the correct header on this combine, I think it might actually be able to cut that bit without any problem. I want to go and see if there is a header for this combine overall, because it'd be quite a good combine for us to have on here eventually. I like this combine, but its problem at the moment really is that we have no real header for it. The only thing we've got is a corn header. Right, that off. This round, I am intrigued to know if that would have emptied, because there was no indication that it was going to empty last time. So let's pop out here. Let's get as close as we can with this, because it is over the trailer. Look at that. That is actually over the trailer. So will that empty? Yeah, it will. Fantastic. So you could do it. You're going to have to get uncomfortably close to the combine to work this like this. But yeah, you could do it if you wanted while you're moving. But you're going to need a very good combine driver to do it. And yeah, you can see if you get too far away with your movement, it finishes the emptying. Although, is that trailer full? It's a weight thing. We are running, yeah, we're running maximum weight on here. So while we can take 15,000 litres, we can't actually take 15,000 litres because this is the maximum weight for barley in this trailer. Wow. And yeah, our tractor is it's doing okay. Hang on, we're in low. Let's go up to 5 high. Yeah, it's not too bad. Right. Over to here. And we can now get the production going in our windmill as well. I wonder if the windmill will start turning when we start producing stuff through it. That would be cool. I've no idea if that's the case, but that would be cool. Right, let's tip this. No, that's a pity. We actually need to be further back. There we go. Now we're tipping it into the actual windmill. That all gone in? Yes, that has. Right. Let's check on the productions. And we got 12,000 litres of barley in here. We want to be creating barley flour. So activate that. We are going to be storing it for now. Let's even put canola and stuff like that in here as well, which is brilliant. And will earn us extra. So we could do 2 crops in here now, which is excellent. So we're doing barley flour. Everything else is off for now. So that's great. Right. Let's get our combine over the road and get started on our second field. And hopefully we can get ourselves deep into this second field today. Oh, look! It does! When you're processing stuff in it, the windmill turns. That is absolutely brilliant. I love that so much. What an awesome mod. I am so very, very pleased I put the extra horsepower on this combine. Because going uphill with this header is 3 miles per hour with the added horsepower. I hate to think how slow this would be going if we had done it the other way. My biggest worry, though, is that we have... I think we did this field up and down rather than across it. And as a result, I think we're going to be struggling to cut this field up like this. So we're in a bit of a conundrum. If we don't finish this harvest today, I think I'm going to have to go and look for a different header. It will cost us extra money, but I think it's going to be worth it overall. Yeah, downhill we are achieving twice the speed that we were doing uphill. So don't think it's actually, I think it's more just the fact that it's a big uphill struggle, and I think that's probably going to be the case for any combine that we get on here. Even if we had the other combine with the same header on here, I think that would struggle just as much, simply because, yeah, the horsepower wasn't really much different. So yeah, I don't think changing our header is going to make much difference to how this combine does. Now this is going to be an interesting bit, because as you can see, we're having trouble with the header lifting again. And if we can't, oh wow, I honestly can't get that. We are going to have to flatten a whole load of area, because at the moment this just cannot harvest this field. Let's take it round, see if we can harvest this any other way. Yeah, it's going over that hump into that bottom corner. Same issues as we had on the other field. This is why those parts of the field weren't already set up as part of the harvest, because it is just so bumpy. We're gonna have to smooth out the whole lot. I've got another full trailer off the field, and we're gonna tip this in now. Again, I think we've got another issue I think we might have here, and what might mean we end up going with a some sort of grain store anyway on here, is the fact that we are currently about half full off a single trailer. We've got a second trailer just by doing 4/5 of the headland. So is this are we gonna have enough space in this windmill to keep putting our barley in? I think this is going to lead us to having more than one crop on the farm next year. Maybe something that produces oil as well, because you can see we've got very little overhead left in our windmill to produce stuff. And we are producing flour, but we aren't producing it fast enough. So we might end up having to put ourselves a little grain store in next to our shed anyway, just because our windmill doesn't have enough space. And then we're going to need a trailer to transfer stuff from the windmill to our... from the grain store to our windmill. So it's going to be an interesting one. We've got to store the overflow somewhere. We're at the top of the field and just emptying the combine. I have had a look quickly to see if there is a more suitable header for this combine. And I think there is. Looking on the mod hub, Giants released a Class Tucano 580. And while this is the 340, I have a feeling that the Vario 770 header that comes with that would fit this combine better than the pretty huge great one that we have on here now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get round the rest of these headers today, and the rest of this headland today, get this harvested, and then I think we should be getting fairly close to 5:30 by that point. So what I want to do is then load up this header on the header trailer, and we'll return it to the shop, and then that will prevent us from being charged for another day on the header. And then we'll see if we can get that slightly smaller header to do the rest of this field next time. Which hopefully is going to speed us up a little bit. At the very least, it will make things a tad more manageable. And we'll see what difference that makes. And hopefully it'll also give our windmill a bit of time to make some space for some more crop from here. Although, as I said, I still think we're going to need another silo. We are in a position where this field is going to produce, even if we put a second crop in our other field, this field is still going to produce more than that windmill can take in one go. Coming up to the end of the field, well, the end of the headland, and we are at 86% full. Yeah, 88% full. So I think we're still going to have more in here than our trailer can take with the weight limit on. So let's put that out, and we'll go get our tractor. And we'll bring this down and in here. And as I said, we are going to max out the windmill here easily. We're going to max out the trailer. Oh, let's jump into the harvester. Get that emptying. Perfect. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting setup we have to go for here. We definitely need more storage than just the windmill. We've got another 2,000 litres here in the combine, so we'll empty that today. We should get enough space in the trailer to do that. But then I think we're going to empty whatever remains in the trailer into the windmill in the morning. And at that point, we're going to have to grab ourselves a silo as well. So let's back this up. The windmill has definitely been a good purchase, but it actually isn't a replacement for a silo, as I expected it to be. There we go. Wow. Didn't take a huge amount in there. Let's get the rest of this out of the combine then, and we're going to be left with 10,000 litres that don't go into our windmill. There we go. That is the last 2,000 litres from the combine. So I want to put my auger in. We're going to park this here because in a moment what we're going to do is get the header loaded onto a header trailer. But this I need to put under cover. And then what we'll be able to do next time is build ourselves a grain store. Definitely not going to have enough money for the bakery initially. But that's okay, because we will do eventually, definitely. And yeah, what better place to put this than in the storage where our current strawberries are. There we go. And that's that done. Time to get the header trailer on our truck, I think. Let's use this and make this a little bit ridiculous. Once again, I've discovered this truck does not connect up to many things I would expect it to, like a header trailer. I think it might be time to switch this out for something else that's more useful. It just isn't. Right, so let's head over to the combine. We're going to drop the header off, and yeah, they can come and collect it because, as I said, it's not really much use to us, this header. It's a bit wide and it taxes the combine a bit much. We'll see if we can get something a bit better. And I think the same goes for our truck. We might, if we're doing things like replacing stuff, I think we might see if we can get something a little bit better for that next time. Right. Let's open here, leased items. Let's return that header. Yes. Okay. And return the header trailer. Okay. And how much is our truck worth? 19,000. That might go a nice little way to something new. So we'll have a look at that next time as well, I think. For now, though, in the shadow of our windmill, this is where I'm going to leave it. So, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.